views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Move my body, save my soul. Karma's knocking at my door. What does God now have in store? He's always wanting more and more.
Hello, this is Patty Hunter of Patty's Page. Today I have two guests on Skype, two of them. Different places, same Skype. Anyways, first one to my right is Aria.
Aria, sure.
Aria. And the other one is Andrew Zowsk. How do you pronounce your last name, dear?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, close enough. So we're going to be interviewing them. Tell me, where are you both from originally? Ladies first.
Oh, okay, sure. Well, I'm from Winnipeg, Manitoba, still within Canada, so just a province over from where I am now. And I was born and raised there, and I came over to Toronto, Ontario, actually to pursue music in, I think it was 1988. So I've been here a little while now, so yeah, back here now.
Hey, you, Andrew?
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Toronto and spent the majority of my life here. I had lived in London, Ontario for a few years, again, trying to pursue music, but have since moved back, so, and happy to be back.
Well, I'm from Toronto myself. Huh? What?
Really?
He's back.
Oh.
No, darn, we thought we got rid of you, darn. No, it's great. I wasn't sure if you were moving back, so.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone heard it here first. Our guitarist will move back.
That's good. Like I was born in Toronto Women's College Hospital. Many years ago. I hope it's still up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think I was there. I've been there a couple of times. Long time ago, yeah.
So you're in Oakville, or are you in Toronto?
Well, I'm near the Oakville area. I think, Andrew, are you more Bloor or?
Yeah, so Etobicoke, which is kind of
Mississauga.
It's actually kind of between where Ann is and the downtown core.
So you're both. What schools did you go to? How long have you known each other to begin with?
Good question. I mean, I came in right around our second CD, right? So how many years has it been now? I don't even know. It could be like, I think it's been, it might almost be 10 years.
So what age did you become interested in music? Andre?
Me or Andrew?
Go ahead, Ann.
I mean, I remember singing when I was about 4. Actually, no, I remember singing when I was about 1 or 2, along with classical music records, because both my parents played in the Winnipeg Symphony, and they would only play classical music in the house, nothing else. Everything was like band, it wasn't classical music. So I remember singing along to things like, Peter and the Wolf, the children's version of that. And after that, I remember singing along to children's tapes, Sharon Graham, around age 4. And I think it seriously. I actually started sort of analyzing vocal technique and all of that sort of thing. And by the age of 9, I remember making a very conscious decision that that's it. I'm a singer. I want to be a singer, and I never looked back. So I started pretty young. I knew very, very young that that's what I wanted to do.
How about you, Andrew?
So my story is actually not too dissimilar from Ann's in that I also grew up in a very classically oriented household, and the musical diet was also quite stringent. Had to have been classical music only. So my mom put me on the violin when I was 4 years old, and so I've been playing music ever since. But I don't think I actually thought of it as my own until I was maybe a preteen, just before middle school or thereabouts. And as soon as I got my hands on my first guitar when I was 9 years old, it was game over, and I haven't put it down since. So
Acoustic?
it was an acoustic, yes, and now I find myself as a session musician having to play both acoustic and electric, as well as violin. So it's been a very rewarding journey so far, and very fun, of course, and being able to play with Dream Aria and a whole bunch of other great bands as well. In my past, and as a session player now as well. So it's been excellent.
So it's a steady job?
No, it's not as steady as one might think, but but I mean, I do a whole bunch of other stuff on the side as well. So it at least allows me to, if things get dry, metaphorically speaking, then I can still continue on without having to resort to other jobs. So
Do you both write your own lyrics?
Yeah, I mean, I've been writing sort of poems and short stories and lyrics since probably around, well, it's probably in grade 7. So, junior high school. And within the band, I started writing lyrics pretty much exclusively. I mean, Dawn has contributed a little bit here and there. And on our last album, actually, Gary contributed, I think, the 2 songs. And if there was some gap in the message of the story, or the theme of the song, I would just sort of add a little bit more lyrical content to it to make it, cohesive. And other times, I mean, we just kind of go back and forth with it. But I would say 95% of the time I do the lyrics and the band. But I'm open to the other guys having a say too. And we all have to agree upon, what's written anyway. And I'll run by the lyrics, with them and make sure they're okay with everything. So we all have a say.
Andrew, do you write at all lyrics?
I do write. Maybe not. I'm not as active in the writing process with Dream Aria, but I mean that's totally okay though, because I do end up sort of adding guitar parts and violin parts as well. That I guess yeah, I suppose you could say I do write those parts or help write those parts. But in terms of lyrics, that's certainly not my forte. I am trying to develop that as a craft, in my own sort of solo work.
Yeah.
But in terms of Aria, I kind of leave that to the experts. So
She's laughing. She's laughing. Who's the expert here, girl?
There's no experts here. We're just flying by the seat of our pants.
Who does the
That's
composing?
what I'm doing, but anyway.
You do well. I listened to some of your songs, girlfriend.
I have fun with it, so yeah.
Which is
It's
your
okay.
favorite? Which is your favorite song, girl? And
My favorite?
yeah.
It always is Transcend, and it will probably always be that. For whatever reason, that song just, I'll never forget the first time the guys played, just the music to me. I was blown away. I loved the mystique of it. I loved the tribal feel and the mixture of kind of the Middle Eastern with the sort of African tribal thing. I just find it very haunting and mystical, and it just felt like home to me for some reason, because it always felt a connection to sort of Egyptian kind of sound and Middle East mysterious sound. And also, I was very, very pregnant with my daughter at the time when I sang and recorded it, the lyrics for it. So she was pretty much kicking me the whole time I was singing it, and she helped me get those high notes, gave me a big kick.
No way.
Yeah.
Like a Bunsen burner.
That's it. So that, and the message too. It's about sacrificing for the greater good.
Yeah.
Not always thinking about your own needs, sometimes you have to give up some of that for the greater good. So I appreciate the message that we conveyed in that song as well. So yeah, I mean, I love a lot of our songs, but for some reason that one just that stuck with me. Yeah.
Do you compose?
But
Which?
Music or
Yeah, we.
yeah, you know what? I used to all the time on a daily basis on the piano, just an acoustic piano. And the pieces always sounded sort of dissonant and almost like they were, I don't know, Russian or I don't know where it was coming from. I mean, I was 15 years old when I was doing this, and my great grandmother was Russian, but I know very little about Russian. But for some reason, this would come out like that. So it wasn't really anything that I felt like it had lyrics to or drums or anything. It was more just sort of a classical Russian kind of feel to a lot of my work. So they're now collecting dust somewhere on an old little cassette.
Ivan Rebrov. You don't know Ivan Rebrov?
Sorry?
Ivan Rebrov?
Rachmaninoff?
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's good.
He's written some. He's a great vocalist. He was a bass, if I'm not mistaken.
He was my fave.
But I do vocal melodies too on my own. I might just have something pop into my head when I'm going for a walk, and I'll just use my cell phone with the little recorder on there, and I'll record little snippets. And again, those are collecting dust, but they're there. There's always a song in my heart and in my head. So in that sense, but when it comes to the band, I'm too chicken to bring anything to the table. So I just
Aww.
don't step on any toes either. It's like I'm like Andrew. I'm like, leave it to the experts, and I'll just come in and add my parts after. So
But it's always welcome. All musical ideas.
I suppose that's true, but I'm a chicken. Maybe this year will be different. I don't know.
When you were growing up, both of you, I'll start with Andrew. Who influenced you or mentored you as you were growing up?
That's a really good question. So, I mean, I think the entire reason I got into music at all was because of my uncle, Roman Boris, who is he's a professional cellist in the piano trio called the Griffin Trio.
Oh, yeah.
And they perform, all over the world now, and they're getting quite a bit of recognition. But it was him who had advised my mother to start me with violin.
Yeah.
And I always kind of looked up to him as a role model. He works very, very hard, and it's taken them a long time to get to where they are, and they're still growing as a group. So I tried to follow in his footsteps in a way. So I think he was kind of the person that I'd always looked up to as a kid, and even still to this day. And mentor-wise, I mean, even though I didn't study with him, I had some phenomenal violin teachers growing up, and they helped develop, a musical ear for me, and just that foundation that I have for music, both theoretical and performance and everything else that's encompassed with music. So the primary teacher that I had studied with for almost 20 years was a lady by the name of Margot Jewell, who teaches locally out of Toronto here.
Wow. And you, girl, who was your mentor?
I was actually going to ask Andrew too about some of the bands that influenced you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I think you and I listen to a lot of the same stuff, right?
Yeah, definitely. Well, we certainly have a lot of common grounds. I mean, as a kid, I really loved the whole 80s hair metal thing, listening to a lot of, Van Halen and, even, I know, and you, I don't know what your stance is on Toto being a hair metal band, but part of their, some of their music I would consider hair metal-esque, so certainly, like a lot of 80s rock bands, like with a lot of melodic, content and just really big harmonies and big guitars and killer riffs and stuff like that. So, but recently, like I've really been influenced by 70s rock. Like I've been revisiting Boston and Chilliwack and Cheap Trick and all these you know, like just really like feel good, easy listening kind of hard rock, melodic rock kind of bands, you know. So, but that's generally that's generally the kind of music I've always kind of gravitated towards.
I was
Yeah,
going to,
yeah.
you too? What?
Well, you know, my first influences, well, definitely classical. You know, from Stravinsky, you know, Berlioz, Bach, Mozart, Tchaikovsky, all these fellas.
Yeah.
Like I'm like really close with them. No, I'm just kidding.
Mono a mono, eh?
We're like tight.
Yeah, real tight.
But you know, because my parents were in the symphony, so that definitely was my grounding, founding stone, if you will, the foundation. And from there, I mean, I did this, like I said, I listened to children's music, and then one day I heard ABBA, and that blew me away. Their voices were just, still to this day, I can listen to their voices and just be blown away by the quality, you know, the timbre of their voice, their range, their vocal abilities, the harmonies, the way they sounded together,
Right.
and separately, and you know the way the guy wrote for them, just perfectly suited their voices. And, you know, everything was, even the production for back then. So I couldn't get enough of them. So I wanted to be like them. I wanted to imitate the girls and do everything I could with my voice that they could. Try as I might, I don't think I'll ever get there, but
You're
but
doing
that's-
all right. You just be
yeah,
yourself.
I think you've passed them actually.
You have to be yourself, girl.
Far too fine. Because for me, there is no bar above them. And even to this day, when I hear other singers that even that really impress me, I go back and listen to ABBA. Go, no one can touch them. Just their abilities, they were so natural too. And you know, of course, they had the accent and all that.
All right.
That magical thing. So I even wanted to be able to sing with that kind of accent, right? I wanted to just do everything I could to sound like them. But you know, for me, I like variety too. So I would always move on to the next thing. But even though I still really love them and appreciate them, and I gravitated towards rock and roll. No, you know what? It was new wave. So I gravitated to Duran.
Oh, yeah. They're a cute bunch, weren't they?
Because he sings very differently than I was used to hearing. But after that, then I gravitated towards, well, there was dance music too, and I wasn't really a big fan of that kind of style as far as singing, but I like to dance, so I would dance to it. But right after that, I went to rock and roll for sure. So, you know, old, I'm talking classic, like old 70s Van Halen, like Andrew was saying, old Whitesnake, like the 70s deep.
Styx.
Yeah, and Scorpions, Judas Priest, all of these Canadian bands. There's too many to mention, but you know, Triumph, Saga. Oh my goodness, Rush.
You know who I interviewed?
Sorry,
You know who I interviewed?
I can
Who's
only
that?
From Glass Tiger,
Oh, Alan.
Alan Frew.
Okay, yeah. Well, when did you interview him?
Last year or so, he was on the phone, you know. We had a picture of him and we spoke. It was
That's
good.
great. Yeah, and he went through a really rough
That's
patch.
awesome.
A lot of people were very worried about him, so I'm so glad that
He's
you
all
got
right.
to interview him.
He had a stroke,
Yeah.
really.
A bad
Yeah.
stroke, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty scary for him. And he was very, you know what I liked about him? He was very humble about it, honest, and he would give all of his fans updates constantly. And I thought that was kind of cool that he was very transparent in that. And I think the fans helped him, you know, to
Yes.
sort of come out of that. It was like a big, support system. And I love that about musicians, how it can be a very tight-knit community in that sense, where all kind of root for each other and support.
You know,
Anyway, so definitely I was into all the Canadian bands and a lot of the European bands. I like some of the hair metal too, but I was more into for that classic rock, but definitely love Toto. Now, and Pat Benatar came around, and I was blown away by her vocals. I just saw a recent clip of her, and she's just like my mind. She sounds amazing. So, of course, the girls from Heart, I always liked their vocals.
oh yes, I tried to get Ann Wilson on my show, but she couldn't. She was busy.
That would be cool.
That would be really cool.
I also got Jay Siegel from the Tokens. He sang "The Lion Sleeps Tonight."
Yep.
I interviewed him.
Yeah, he's got. I think there's a show on Netflix about him right now.
You know, I
Yeah.
can send you that interview I had with both of them,
Yeah,
if you wish.
It's just a documentary that's on Netflix. It just popped up on my menu, so I tagged it to check it out. You know, and I also like a lot of, well, not a lot, but I have a choice of opera singers that I like. I also like some opera, as long as it doesn't sound just like wailing and a bunch of notes. I'm pretty picky. But yeah, I like to experiment with different styles and genres, and I basically appreciate, you know, many different genres. I don't just stick to one. Those are, I have many influences. I guess that's the bottom line.
So with this, we will end this part 1 of Patty's Page with Anne and Andrew.
Oh Godspeed, my love, until we meet again. You're always in my heart and every dream. Don't let this time apart give in to all our fears. God will keep us close from up above. So until we meet again, Godspeed, my love. God is with us always for the rest of all our